They going live. What's up, you guys? Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us with Evening Tea with Gail. And let me just give you a reason why I started Evening Tea with Gail. All you guys need to go and start a watch party, please. Thank you guys so much for getting on. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. So make sure that you are hitting the share button, letting everybody know that Evening Tea with Gail and my girls, we're going to just come and hang out with you guys. The reason why I started Evening Tea with Gail is, once we went into lockdown, we hadn't seen each other since BSB. So since bringing sexy back to the marriage, even though we all talk like at different times, throughout the year we always get together and we hang out for birthdays, we hang out for special occasions, and sometimes we just go hang out and have drinks and just like kiki it up. And since we're not able to do that right now because we are honoring social distancing, we decided that we were going to come hang out with you guys on our social media. So thank you so much for joining us. And tonight I'm going to go around and let everybody know what tea or whatever beverage of their choice they're drinking. So tonight I am drinking lemon chamomile from the amazing African American owned. Y'all, everybody was like last month and the month before time I buy black owned, where there is a black owned tea company by Miss Tawan Lowe, and it's called the Tea Lovers Cafe. And I just put it in the chat. It's called the Tea Lovers Cafe. So go hit her up. And so tonight I'm drinking lemon chamomile, and her tea is amazing. And I'm not saying that because she's one of my sister friends. I'm saying it because I am a tea connoisseur. I used to order tea from all over the world, and now I don't have to do that because I can support one of my sisters. So make sure you go hit up the Tea Lovers Cafe. I know that Chris down at the bottom just hit her up and is going to purchase some tea, because let me tell you, it's really,
I
really
done made my purchase. Okay.
You made the purchase. Okay, so Tawan, you want to tell them what you're drinking on tonight, baby?
Yes. Okay, so you can see that I'm drinking some raspberry lavender tea. It's good hot or cold. I love it. It's one of my specialties. One of my faves out of mine. So you can get it at the Tea Lovers Cafe. Raspberry lavender. Very good. Very good.
What's up, Tony J. Wells?
Well, not y'all beat me, but I'm drinking tonic water with emergency. But I'm gonna get some tea. I promise. I'm just gotta stop and do it.
No, listen here. This is the beverage of your choice. Everybody came on here. Some came on with cocktails. Some came on with tea or whatever. But this is just like how we do, like after BSB or before BSB. We just all get together, have a good time, and this is what this is going to be about. Kiki, what you drinking?
I am drinking coffee.
Coffee.
Because, yes, ma'am, because I have more work to do tonight after I get off of here, so I need to stay awake.
I appreciate you joining. I know you've been grinding. Crystal, what you drinking?
I am drinking Jade Citrus Mint Tea.
Jade Citrus Mint Tea. So right now, nobody, maybe Lisa. We got Lisa coming in. Lisa Washington coming in the crew. Hey, Lisa, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, have you guys make sure that you're starting a watch party, please. And make sure that you guys are tuning in. First of all, I want to do some congratulations. Candace is not on here tonight, but Candace celebrated her birthday yesterday. So in a normal day, we would have went and took her out, but we're sending her love all the way to Virginia. Candace, we love you. Happy birthday. Valerie, one of our other sisters, had an amazing birthday on the 27th. So happy birthday, Valerie. We had anniversaries last month, and one of them was mine, yours truly.
Mine too.
Yep. We had Lisa's anniversary was what day was it, Lisa?
Mine is the 24th of July, 10 years.
You got mine coming up on Sunday, August the 16th, 17 years.
And then is behind the chair. You know, she doing people's hair. She cutting them and doing them. She celebrated 35 years with the
I
same
know
man.
that's right.
Woo, woo, woo. So
Well,
I'm all excited about that. And yeah, we'll be back on here in November. We ain't thinking about you. We talking about people this month and last month. Okay, get it right. So anyway, so also we want to congratulate Lisa for she launched her brand new radio show today, and that's right. So Lisa, congratulations! So you guys make sure you check her out. Tell them about your radio show that you launched today, please.
I launched Luncheon with Lisa, and it comes on my page every Thursday, 7 to 8.
You gotta push it.
So
Everybody mute yourselves. I'm sorry. Everybody else, because there's too much background.
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I launched Luncheon with Lisa. And it's a show where I'm going to talk with guests. I'm going to talk about community things going on in the world, and we're going to lunch a little bit. So every now and then we're going to be tripping on there. So I'm inviting people to come lunch with Lisa. No, it's no food involved, so please don't come looking for lunch, okay? Because it's not going to happen. But no, it went wonderfully, and it comes on every Thursday, 7 to 8. So I am celebrating National Black Business Month all month. So you ladies are going to be invited on to talk about what you're doing and representing. So look out for a call or something, okay?
Okay. Hi,
Lisa,
Monique.
that's
Thank you so much for
BYOL.
joining us. Thank you, Monique, for joining us. Make sure that you guys are hitting the share button, letting everybody know that Evening Tea with Gail is going down. So again, thank you guys for hopping on. These women are like extraordinary entrepreneurs. They entrepreneurs. Oh yeah, Lisa, what you drinking? Because I'm scared.
I am drinking honey vanilla tea.
See,
Okay. Are you really?
we came correct, Lisa. They be joining on us, right?
Yeah, they usually have themselves a cocktail between them two, and Chris. But
What I'm drinking is it's on the hush. It's on the hush.
So anyway, you guys go ahead and go support Tea Lovers Cafe, and bless our girl who is a black owned tea connoisseur business. So make sure that you do that. And again, the link is in the chat, and also it's just Tea Lovers Cafe. So I want to kind of get into some topics, because usually we would like be around the table just having a girls chat. As y'all know, the election coming up, and usually I don't really get into it, but I'm really getting concerned, and maybe I shouldn't be concerned, because they're trying to say that, of course, we won't be able to basically kind of go to the polls since it's, social distancing and all this kind of stuff. What are y'all thoughts about, they're saying there's going to be a lot of voter fraud because we can't get to the polls. Y'all believe that?
Anything is possible.
What you think, Kiki?
I definitely believe that there it can be a lot of voter fraud, and probably has already been some voter fraud. It was interesting because I remember in the primary election, when we were mailing in our ballots and stuff like that, we mailed in the ballot, and I was like, make sure you stand in line to get it stamped, because it was like, my fault is the last day. But you don't never know if those things got really counted like they were supposed to, because you heard stories of them not necessarily getting counted. So I just think that people need to be aware of their rights. And I also feel that people should not give up just because somebody tells them something different. We have to be smart enough to fight for what is rightfully ours. And there are different states and counties that are trying to make it hard for people, especially people of color, to actually vote, to mail in their votes. And if you look at it there, I got to remember what state that is, but they, Michael Jordan and LeBron James have already donated like a couple $1 million, because they're trying to say if you have these certain fines, that you cannot actually vote until your fines are paid. It's like North Carolina or something like that. Absolutely. And so Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they've all donated like millions of dollars to get all these people's fines paid, so that they can vote. And so it's just, shady stuff like that that's going on out here that we need to be aware of and know your rights and really fight for what is right for you to get to that polls or to really try to figure out what your voting status is by mail.
I mean,
I'm a voter.
how does people's debts or whatever fines got to do with your voting rights? I didn't know that was all connected.
They made a law. It doesn't, and that a lot of people don't understand. Like, so we talk about like racism and stuff like that. Racism really has everything to do with racist laws and policies. And because we are not in leadership, then we don't influence the laws that actually keep us down. And so it's everything to deal with keeping black people from actually going out and vote. So it has nothing to do with your voting, but they made it so that it has something to do just to keep you from not voting.
Wow. I see. I didn't know that. What I am concerned about is, my aunt who is a registered voter, and she's 93 years old, and like I'm just concerned if she's going to get the opportunity to exercise her right. What about these older people that, at one point in time, people would go pick them up and take them to the polls and make sure that they was, had a spot in line and that kind of thing. And she's not able to, comprehend that she needs to fill out all this stuff and mail it back and all that kind of stuff. And I just think that a lot of people was going to be passed over if something is not put in place as far as really assisting people like that. Mm-hmm. They're saying that it's not enough bandwidth or not enough stuff in place for people to vote online. And I too, Kiki, went the Saturday before that Super Tuesday or whatever, and they were just like, hand it to me. And I'm like, no, I want to make sure that this is going to be sent out today, not. And I said, because it's early enough to go into the 5 o'clock mail, because I don't want it to be caught up in Monday's mail and Tuesday's mail, that kind of stuff. But most people are not going to stay in that line if people just taking it, you know what I mean? And who's to say it got counted? You know what I mean? Who's to say?
That's a good question. I wonder what are they doing in like the nursing homes and facilities where there are people who are like under some type of medical care, some assisted living facilities. Is there someone in that facility, Gail? Do you know that's going to?
I asked the question and they said they haven't crossed that bridge yet. But I need for them to cross that bridge.
And then the absentee ballots, do all the residents there receive ballots? That's
exactly. They said they have to cross that bridge. They're dealing with COVID. So, but like I want them to get it together before time, because whenever you're running behind time, that means it ain't gonna get done. Is that making sense? So for me, it's a big concern, because this is a pivotal time in our society, in our country. And I just think that every vote needs to be counted. That's just me. That's my 2 cents. And it's been bothering me that, that we might not get the opportunity to vote because of COVID and all these things that's not in place. And it's really concerning to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to pose a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to pose a question.
Sure.
So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is not uncommon with the voting issues. It's not an uncommon thing. So we know that, correct? So with all of the voter registration and, changing the polls, changing all of the criteria, what is the agenda other than what? I mean, I guess I just want to take a deeper look at the real cause behind, because if we are trying to keep a certain culture or race of people from voting, who typically vote Democrat, if I'm right?
For the most part, but for me personally, I will come out and say I have voted across party lines. I
do too.
God has told me to vote.
But my question is, if the agenda is to keep us from voting, and we typically vote Democrat, that's kind of that kind of raises some questions for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we are trying to keep us from voting, and people don't want Trump back in office, then why would they want to keep us from voting? Because we're going to vote against. I mean, our vote is going to count towards the Democratic candidate. Is that not correct?
But you're assuming that I guess Democrats are the ones who's trying to keep us from voting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who is.
That it's not a Democrat. I don't know. It's not a Democratic thing. It's
I don't know if it's a Democratic thing, but my question is, no. But my point is, if you right, I'm not assuming that it's a Democratic thing, but I'm saying, why would you? If we're the ones who typically vote Democrat, then it kind of stands to reason that it possibly could be. Because that makes sense.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm.
You're saying that the Republicans are keeping us from voting?
I don't know who's behind this.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely, Republicans are trying to keep African Americans who would typically sway Democratic from voting because they want to keep their president in office.
So that's okay. That's the agenda. That's what you feel like the agenda is. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was trying to get to.
Because I've never heard in the history of any other election, and maybe like I said, I'm not really like all into politics and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is I've never heard where they're attaching people's personal fines and stopping them from voting. This is the first time I ever heard of that.
I'll find it for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, criminals, people who have criminal background can't vote. So that's. I mean, they just gonna stretch that to a little bit.
But if you have a traffic fine and you ain't paid it, why is that gonna stop me from voting?
Well, I think what's happening too is, and probably why you haven't seen it, is because there are so many different things happening in different states and different areas. So it's not just across the board. So there may be a small area or a state that has some extra law that we wouldn't necessarily hear about. I mean, I think some of it's coming out now, but I think that's why you probably haven't heard about some things going on, because it seems like there's something different depending on where you live, whether it's the South, whether it's the West Coast, that there are all of these different things that are going on. And I just encourage people to just be diligent in figuring out for your state where you're supposed to go every year. No matter what, I always check and make sure that my voting stuff is straight, that I'm in the system. Because you never know. So I go in and check and put my name, and I put everybody's name in and make sure that it's saying where they're supposed to go, because I've seen people that are in line when I've gone before and then they ended up being at the wrong place. And now they have to go hustle to go somewhere else because their thing said something different. So I'm encouraging people to just please now. It's kind of late in the game, but still check and see where you're supposed to go. Make sure you're registered. Make sure you know where you're supposed to go, what the rules are in your state, in your area, where your school or wherever it is you go, or what your options are for getting it in without going in person. Because I know some people are scared to do that, but we have to be more diligent in making sure we know what we're supposed to do and how to get it done. And I think sometimes we sit back and we wait for somebody to tell us, how it's done. And then at the last minute, we hustling and trying to, I thought I could do this, or I thought I could do that. And we don't want to play. So we need to be on top of it. And now is the time.
It is.
I will say this too, though, Gail. You said you've never heard these type of laws, but they just changed the laws from what it was back when our mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers were trying to vote. It was then you had to be able to read, you had to be able to do this and something. So they just refining the laws to match the time. That's all it is. And like Lisa said, this is in patches of places that we would never think about. I mean, I'm trying to be funny, but it might be in Idaho, but it's not in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it is in patches of places, and they're also making laws that they think that are attached to a certain race. Like if you owe back child support, like they're trying to target certain people so that they can't come to vote. So you do have to, like Lisa said, be very diligent about what the laws are, where you are, in the state you are, and know your rights and know what you can do, and definitely know where you need to show up, because they have done some trickery about saying you should go to this high school, and when you get there you should be at middle school or the elementary school. So you do
so
have to
I
do your.
found it. I found
Found
it.
it.
It's in Florida. Sorry. The Supreme Court just stopped 1 million Floridians from voting in November. And it says they have granted nearly 1 million Floridians are unable to vote in the 2020 election because of unpaid court debts. Handed down, and this was handed down by the Supreme Court, is a decision to throw Florida's voter registration into chaos, placing a huge number of would-be voters in legal limbo and even opening them up for prosecution for casting a ballot. This article was published July the 16th, 2020. And so because this went all the way to the Supreme Court. So they doing it. They doing it. And it was because of we not represented in those places. Therefore, they can do things like this because we have no representation. So therefore, like people like, Jordan and Jordan. So y'all can go look this up. So this, I'll give you the author. So that's the headline, y'all.
Put it in the chat link. But I want to say this, Gail, when we do these, I think this is great, but I think it would be great if you give us your topics ahead of time so we can do our research, so that we can have intelligent, not saying we're not having an intelligent conversation, but we can have already done our research and have dialogue about it. That way, it won't just be, random opinions, but we really do have, relevant information because people are listening.
Mm-hmm.
I just put this even on Gail's in the Facebook chat too.
It's just our opinion, and it was just something that like I said, I've been thinking about. I know, like I was like Kiki the last time. I waited for Saturday, and it needed to be there by Tuesday, and it's just been on my mind because I was just like, like I said, I was thinking about my aunt, like how is she going to vote? Because I know before then, before she, had dementia or whatever, that was one thing that was so important to her. She was part of the movement, being born in 1927. She is part of the movement, and so that was something that is very, very important to her. So moving on, I want to talk to you, talk about self-care, and for me, I have been working a lot of hours, and that's a blessing and a curse. And when I say it's a blessing, because God is really blessing Gail Crowder Inc. And I've been able to bring 2 more team members on to really help with my website and my products and all that kind of stuff. But again, it's kind of cursed because marriages are under attack even more with this COVID going on. So I've been working a lot of hours. But Tawan brought up a subject, and it's about self-care. And I really, like, today was the first day that I decided to move my schedule around, and I pretty much stayed in bed till around 3 o'clock. I did some working because I'm working on another book that God has held me, to release. I'm going to be releasing in October, God willing. But I worked on my book today, but I didn't take any clients, and I wasn't on the phone, very much or whatever. But I needed that mental break because it's been, bombarded. And for me, I take on, and I know it's a bad thing, but I kind of take on people's burdens when they're struggling in their marriage because I want to see them win. If y'all all coaches and y'all understand what I'm saying, but sometimes when you see it so bad and they can't see past it, they can get past that. It sometimes, it weighs on me. And even though I cast it over on God and I put it over on God, sometimes you got to walk away in order to come back. And so today I did that. And so just talking about self-care, what are you guys doing to take care of yourselves? Because I know everybody's pouring into other people on a consistent basis. You want to go, Keith? You want to go, Tawan? Anybody go?
I ain't doing good.
You're not doing good. Well, I'm glad you're being honest.
I'm not doing good at all. I'm doing terrible, as a matter of fact. I'm very tired. I just launched a new company. So I'm literally burning the candles at each end. So I mean, I'm trying to. I mean, we did go on vacation like a week or so ago, so that was good. It was 3 days, so it wasn't long enough, but I was grateful for those 3 days. And then next week, I think me and my husband going to just a staycation for our anniversary. So that'll be 2 days as well. But I'm trying to figure out how to get the space in my schedule right now. But my whole dissertation is in full swing. I just launched a new company. And so I'm trying to implement getting into bed by like 10 o'clock at night. I'm successful some nights and sometimes some nights I'm not, but that's the goal, is to try to get into bed by 10 o'clock. And if I can do that, then I'll be doing better.
Well, I thank you for being honest, because a lot of times people see the glory, but they don't see the stuff behind the story. And like I said today, I just couldn't. I was like, I called 4 of my clients and I said, I just can't. I said, I'm not going to be the best person I can be for you. So I have to take care of me, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that Tawan said, she's like, Gail, we got to really talk about self-care. And so Tawan, I really want you to add to this, because literally, we're givers, and we got to figure out how to balance. So
It's been hard for me. It's been real hard for me because work has been different. It's like more Zoom meetings than ever. I mean, I was already in a whole lot of meetings prior before, but now everything is a Zoom meeting. They want you to be present. I swear, when you can have like 8 Zoom meetings in a day, it is so crazy. And then when you're a business owner, then you got to get off and do the things that you need to do to sustain your business. It is just really challenging. And I want to say, for me, over the last couple of days, I just kind of realized that I was in a funk. I really just had to say, something really is not right with you. And what is it? And I really realized that I'm missing social interaction.
Yeah.
The only social interaction I have is going to the grocery store. And I always tell people, I listen to married people have people in their house. They talk about, Lord, I wish I could get these people out of my house, but I have nobody to talk to but the cat. Okay. Yeah. She act like she can talk, but she really can't talk. So
Tabby is a different breed. She can talk.
A different breed. But that does wear on your mental capacity to some degree, because we were created to be social and to have the interaction. And nobody ever thought we would be from March to this point doing this. I can tell you that I probably have drank almost 1/4 of my product from the Tea Lovers Cafe, because I know I have to keep myself in a calm type of state. Or, I'm just saying, just be calm. I've been trying to exercise, but the exercise has not been doing it. Been reading my Bible a little bit more. I've been trying to do all the things that we've been taught to do, stay in prayer, of course. But at the end of the day, I need the social interaction a little bit to bring up some of the endorphins in my brain. I mean, something. I mean, Chris was doing something before we all got on and went live. And I mean, she gave me the best laugh ever. And I was like, I needed that laugh because it's good for the soul. And you really, you miss these things. So I believe people really should take some time out for themselves. Like on the job, they're really trying to encourage people to take off. We know you can't go anywhere. We know you can't do anything, but get some time to yourself. And it is important. So last month, I took off every Friday. The Friday that I wasn't off, I took off the other Friday. And this is because I took off the Monday, but I got off. And that was helpful, just not to have to be in that hustle and bustle. So really, it's just, I can't do anything about work. Nobody can do anything about work and the way they're doing things. But you do need to find some rhythm that you need for yourself to keep you energized, to keep your mental capacity together, and find some way to socialize. I mean, right now this is socializing for me, even though it's
and that's why I created Evening with Gail, because I was lonely as well, even though I have a husband. What's up, Charlene Day? How are you? Thank you so much for hopping on. Sonia, how you got a lot going on. How have you been exercising self-care?
I haven't.
You haven't? Yeah.
Just got a lot going on.
I know. But let me
So,
just tell you, you win, baby. You win.
yeah,
You win. And
just
when your story come out, girl, you gonna knock some people out. I'm telling you, he gave
prayer
me
is the only thing I do consistently.
really,
That's it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
I work out every day, but that's like I have to do that though. So I guess probably if I didn't do that,
yeah,
I'd be in a lot of trouble. But I definitely work out every single day. Something.
yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
do it in the morning or in the evenings, Kiki?
I have to do it in the morning because I cannot get my day started if I don't work out. I like to sweat, take shower, and then get my day started. Like I literally have to do it in the morning because once I get my day going and I put clothes on and do that, I'm not gonna want to work out. Like I don't have the bandwidth left at night or even the willpower at night to work out. So I literally, even when I don't want to wake up and do it, it's like clockwork. I get up, I work out, even if I do 20 minutes, like I don't have to do even a whole lot. I just bust a sweat. I lift some weights and I'm done. And it makes my day go by so much better because if I didn't do it, I'd be so very tired. I'm already tired, but if I didn't do that, I'd be even more tired. So I absolutely work out. I literally have been working out every morning for about 5 months, like religiously.
Well, I mean, I thank you for, whatever, because it's been motivating to me, especially with all the stuff I got going on with my hip. Y'all see my new chair my husband bought me. It helps me keep the pressure off my hip or whatever. But I refuse to just give in to what they're saying I need to do. So I have been walking as much as I can at least 3 days a week, because if I try to do seven, it'll be too much. But I do feel better. It does start my day off a lot better. But again, that socialization, and Facebook does a great job, but it makes me sad sometimes when I get those, what was you doing 2 years ago? And it's all of us, laughing and talking. And it makes me sad because I'm like, I wish we could be at a place, but God has given us this technology. So Lisa, what you do to take self-care or take care of yourself?
I too struggle with when to step away because I do 410, so I am on 10 hours starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, and by the time I get off at 6, I'm trying to keep up with the several businesses that I have and meeting with the teams and all that kind of stuff. But what I will say, and I need to do better about the exercise. What I will say is that I have to be honest. My moments on FaceTime and I can see him, when she brings him over. But my moments with Camden actually kind of break that for me. Even it's just laughing at the simple things that he does, or I mean, it's because it's something that's not so serious and so, structured. So my conversation with him is just a whole bunch of nothing, but it actually makes me laugh. It makes me smile. And then I feel recharged after that because it's so innocent, and just to see him, and I'm trying to definitely get into some more yoga, because that has helped me when I tried it, because I'm struggling with the fact that Cameron leaves tomorrow
Oh,
for school. And I'm struggling with that because I still have thousands of questions about how this is supposed to work. And my mind is not coming up with not one half an answer. And I'm not saying I'm the brightest one in the bunch, but I'm trying to figure out who was sitting at the table when they came up with this, because I'm scared, and I'm scared. So I know that I'm going to have to really, this room, and part of what I've been doing is preparing myself. So my craft room has kind of been my project. So it's my office, but it's my craft room, and I want it to be as beautiful and organized, everything that makes me happy. I love to clean. That don't mean I want to clean nobody else's house, but what it means is I like to clean up, and it makes me feel good when I can sit in a room that's all organized and everything. It just kind of refreshes me. And then this is going to be my space to really, just pray and just keep myself together for, bringing my son home in November, COVID free and smarter, and because this is senior year, so I want him to just gain wonderful things and then get him home safe until 2021, and then we'll figure this out all over again. But if I was to say I'm not scared or stressed about it, I'd be lying through my teeth. So
well, we're gonna pray for your son's covering. We're gonna pray that God surrounds him with His love, and you've already put it in him about social distancing and washing his hands and all those kind of things. He's a smart kid, and you're not the only person that I know. Sean took her son this past weekend. I mean, and again, um, we just got to impart into our young people that this is real, right? Because they're the fastest growing and transmitting group right now. And it's because they think they're invincible. And we got to just, I mean, they said you trained them. So you just got to believe and trust God that He's got them, Lisa. And
yeah, I might be taking some trips to UMES, and just, if I have to knock on the door and say, put the mask on, I heard you.
It's like, here come your crazy mom. Now, yeah. Don't want to let the mask on. She's coming.
And I don't care if they get mad or nothing else, but he has 3 other roommates. So, they share spaces like the living room and the kitchen. I'm like, how y'all supposed to do that? So I have given them some guidance. Like, I know a lot of times with the girls, it seems that they will get together and have conversations, but guys don't usually talk to each other. So, I mean, except for what game you want to play. So I just say, hey, why don't y'all sit down and just discuss how you want to do this, because it takes one person to go into somebody else's apartment for a party, and now they back in your apartment, and I don't know how much Lysol y'all got, but at some point, they're not thinking like that. So I'm gonna have to trust him, and I know I'm on his nerves, but he's gonna do the right thing. And then whatever, I'm also praying that whatever happens, that we're able to handle it and keep it moving. So if I have to take a trip and package him up and wrap him up with some great tape so that he don't contaminate us and bring his butt home, then that's what I'll do. But I want him to be successful. This is last year, so I want this to be an awesome year. And I'm kind of sad that, you're supposed to be, y'all know I like to celebrate stuff. So I would have been going all out. Now I'm just like, just get him home in November and then we'll do this again. So, but he'll be good. He'll be good.
Chris, how do you practice self-care? We can't hear you.
I love Chris.
We can't hear you.
I don't have any little ones in my home or anything like that. So, one, I count myself very, very blessed. And I don't mean to say that just to be saying it, because we often throw that term around as a cliche, but I love my job. So I enjoy going to work in the morning. I enjoy the people that I work with. And I just have a routine of when I get to work, of course, you start your day in prayer and just thanking the Lord and just doing all those things in the morning. But I have like essential oils that I run in my office. I come home, I like to take baths. I like bath bombs and lotions,
and you like to do sexy
and
dances.
oils and yes, that too. And I like to do things. And,
you should have seen these dances before we got on here, honey. Tawan was like, "Oh Lord."
I can only imagine, Chris.
It was a little much. It was a little much.
Tawan said, "You could be teaching the order to strip at BSB." She said, "Okay."
No, I didn't. I just think at this point in my life, why do I need to add stress? I really need to find ways of not having so much stress.
I don't think that we are trying to add stress. I just think that when you're in a different little industry, for us, we're in a giving industry, and so that leads me to my next thing before we get off of here. Tawan, what are you working on? in your
What am I working on? Well,
on your business and your ministry? What you got coming up that you could tell the people about?
well, I want to say two things. Women Walking in Their Own Shoe Foundation, we are actually doing college care packages for college students because we realize that some of the college students do have to go back to school, and they do have to, try to make it work in COVID. So we do have a COVID package for them on top of it. So we're doing an extra package. We got a COVID package and their little care package. So Lisa, you need to get with us and get an application for your son. And it's a nice little package too. I mean,
you need to tell the people where they can either donate or.
Oh yeah, really good. So you can, if you would like to donate, because we're all asking people to donate a $25 Target or Walmart gift card, so we can also put with it. So you can send money to Cash App Empowering Women, and it should be Women Walking in Their Own Shoe Foundation. You see that. So again, it's empowering women, and so the application is open up until August the 15th, and then once then we're going to make our decisions and our selection. The other thing is, if most people don't know, I put out a book back in March called Everybody Needs a Little TLC, 90 Days of Affirmation. It is a 3-series book. So now I'm getting ready to go back out and do a call for authors because we're getting ready to work on the next series, 365 Days of a Little TLC. So anybody who's interested in being a first-time author, you've already been an author, we'd like to be a collaborative in this, would love, 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 love to have you. The book has been very popular. We've actually had social services pick up the book for their women's, for a program they have for families to use as for the affirmations and to build families. So I'm just excited about this next series that's going to come out, and that's all. And of course, we're having tea with Gail, so go to Tea Level Cafe and get you some tea.
Yeah.
That's what's going on for me.
Juan, can you put in this chat over here where they can donate, or if they have, and this is for only college students that's leaving home, not the ones like I got that staying here and going up the road or online. These is people like Lisa,
Yes,
Sean,
going away
and taking them somewhere. Don't apply if
So don't be lunching, okay? That's right.
yeah, don't take up the resources for the kids that are actually leaving home. Okay, I got one here. He's in college, but he's on his computer. So let's make sure that's very clear. Sonia, what you got going on? What you working on, baby?
Well, I have so many projects, but I guess when it comes to ministry, my primary goal now is just finishing my Profit in Training. I am officially preparing my credentialing portfolio starting in August, which is a very intense portfolio. Pages, I mean, I've seen some of my other colleagues' portfolios are 300-400 pages. So I'm working on mine because I have to go before a credentialing board next May. So it's comprised of, I do a white paper. It's a lot.
Well,
So,
congratulations. We're gonna be praying for you and lifting you up, and you guys, we're gonna touch and agree that you ain't gonna have to have 300 papers to get what you need to get. You're gonna do whatever God told you to do, and that's gonna be good enough.
no, they asked a lot of questions. So this woman is off the chain when it comes to being a prophet. She does not play. You're not going to know. You're going to know that you know that you know.
Well, we lifting you up in prayer, and so it's just good to have you on here. Hey, Lisa, what you working on?
Well, I just launched my Luncheon with Lisa show, which is actually going to be it's housed in my Dove Style magazine. So I'm kind of merging some of my businesses together, but the magazine is doing wonderfully. So Tawan, we need to talk about getting that information that you just shared into the magazine. It is a global magazine, so we're being watched. Germany, Pakistan, Ireland, China, Asia. It's the Europe. And so it's growing, and we have actually added we've added a sports column writer to the team to bring some of the men in for readers. So we have some wonderful people that have joined the team. So the team's growing, and it's doing wonderful things. And then the show is going to be embedded into the magazine, which will also pull in things. So I'm trying to merge some things and just kind of build this media area, but I did want to say a special shout out because Cam and I's book, my grandson, Gigi Meets Cam, The Unyielding Love of a Grandmother, is coming out January. So I'm excited about that because he loves to read. So I can't wait visioning him sitting down and taking a picture with his book. And reading with all of the jibber jabber to everybody because he can't read. It's a real long time. But I'm excited about that because all of my businesses are doing really, really well. I have masks and t-shirts for the Power Shut Up. So please don't ever forget the Power Shut Up is real. It's not just for fun. It is truly a message in the mask. Okay. So I want everybody can reach, I can put my information in there, but
Yeah, put it in there too. So make sure that y'all are putting. They'll make sure that they'll go back on these feeds and make sure that they're putting the information for you guys to get it. God has blessed me with some amazing sisters. Oh Jesus! Like everything that I ever needed in my life, He has provided with these women, and I'm so blessed. Kiki, what you got going on?
So I just launched the Positive Psychology Coaching and Diversity Institute.
Yay!
I'm so excited. So what we are a coaching firm, and we help people get more, discover more purpose, courage, and belonging. And we do it by strengths-based coaching and diversity. So I, have just, it's just been a labor of love for me in terms of just really making sure that not only can people walk in their purpose, but people can feel like they belong in their organizations and in their jobs. And so I launched, and it's been crazy thus far. And that's why I've been a little crazy woman these last couple of weeks and stuff. But it's a good thing. And so we're looking for coaches. So if you're out there and you're a certified coach, hit me up at kikiramsey.com, or my email is kiki@kikiramsey.com. And so we are also, if you have some DE&I projects that you need in coaching, we would love to partner with you. But that's what's been consuming most of my time these days.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What you doing, Chris? Oh God. Y'all, it's always one. What is that?
Sonia?
How are we supposed to read that off the phone, Chris?
Something Society of School of Ministry. Oh, Kinonia.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, just talk.
Well, lately I've been doing puzzles, and in these puzzles, I've been doing it with my husband over the last few weeks, and each time there was a piece missing from the puzzle. And so we are always looking for this one piece from this puzzle, and then the puzzle piece shows up. And so this happened in several puzzles. And the message that I got from this puzzle is, and it can be for each and one of us too, God shows me that we all have a place to be. And when we're not in our place, the entire picture or the service or the program or the project or whatever it is, when we're not in our place, there's this void, and it doesn't make that project complete. Am I making any kind of sense? So I had been a part of a ministry team at church, and I felt like I needed to take a break. And then when I started doing these puzzles, and I got that message that you're not in your place. You see just how you felt relieved when that puzzle piece was put there. You took yourself out of place, and I didn't take you out of that place. And so Sonia and I have been talking at BSB, but now our school of ministry has started at our church. And I really know that that is my place to expand as far as in ministry wise. So I'm still on the worship team, but there's a part of me that needs to go deeper. And I believe, and I know that when the school of ministry launched, it was for me to be in my place, because when I had removed myself from a particular area of ministry, there was too many people coming to say, where are you? You know, I've missed you, or it's something. When you're there, there's a certain presence that is, you know, during the message. So I think I just want to encourage each of you ladies. You guys are doing some amazing things, and I don't think I'm nowhere near on that level of what you're doing, but you're in a place and you need to be there because there are other people that are watching you. And if you remove yourself from that place, it's not going to be complete. You are necessary where you are. So that's why we do our.
I appreciate that. And yes, Candace is not on here, but I was able to render her a selection yesterday for her birthday, and she said it was unforgettable. And so I just want to tell you,
I know it was.
I know it was. I'm sure it was.
That was
it was well,
Very,
Unforgettable.
unforgettable, unimaginable, all that.
well,
That's like my driving. Okay, Kiki?
No, baby.
We don't.
Listen
We
here.
trust. We trust.
Ladies, whoever's watching this, I just want to clear this up.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Yeah.
They
Y'all,
know
let me
to
just
give
tell y'all,
speak,
like,
but they are haters
y'all
because
tone deaf.
I'm multi-talented when it comes to singing.
No, we trust that you did a wonderful job.
Yes, see, Lisa
Yeah,
knows.
you don't even have to prove it. You don't even have to prove it.
Lisa knows, and Tawan knows. But see, when I'm really singing under the anointing, it's a whole different ballgame. I just play around with it. I just want y'all to know. Now, Chris is pretty much on my level. The rest of these people, okay, Chris is on my level.
Chris.
I'm gonna leave
Look at Tawan. Look at Tawan.
Chris, are you gonna let
Has anybody heard Gail sing? I just want to know.
baby? Gail,
Yeah,
let
we
me
talked about a lot of gifts on this call.
Gail
I
Crowder
don't
cannot
recall anybody talking about the gift of voice, okay, for singing purposes. So
Chris will agree.
I trust that there's a voice there.
I have been a part of some of her tapings and stuff like that. Like, you know, just helping her get
Chris,
on cue. Yes.
I love your positivity.
This
I
Chris,
think it's amazing. And you have to stay there, Gail. Don't ever give that up.
I'm not.
but see, Sonia, there is a thin line between positivity and lying. There's a thin line between positivity and lying.
somebody's lunching right now. That's what.
Well, Tawan knows. She's heard. Like, I just be playing with y'all. Well, if I'm really, when people are going to post, I'm not delivering.
I have a question. Chris and Tawan, okay, because y'all names have been thrown out there. I haven't heard your response to what
Chris Rock, not
another Chris. Okay. And Tawan, she said, what is it that you know, Tawan? The Gail said you know she can what?
I will not be validating her foolishness. Okay. I will not validate that foolishness at all.
And so, Gail, on that note, what you're doing.
Gail,
tell us your projects, please, because we got a couple minutes left.
Gail, it's okay. It's okay, Gail. Go on and just take us out with a song.
Wait, so
no, I'm not gonna even give y'all the satisfaction. If it was just people who was on here and y'all wasn't on here, I would do it. But I'm not gonna give y'all the satisfaction because see, y'all haters, you was doing real well.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Everybody go on mute and then Gail, do your thing.
No, I'm
but you gotta go on mute too, though.
I'm tired.
No.
Look, you tired. Tell us what you're working on, Gail Crowder. Tell us what you're working on.
I am working on, I'm working on building Wife Life U. And God has been really blessing that. I'm really building Wife Life U to be the global place for wives to come and get information at will. And so that's what I'm working on. And then I'm working on divorce proof this other book that God has been telling me to birth for 2 years, and I've been really avoiding it. And it's going to be a 7-step guide to really save your marriage. And it's bothering me because I have to dig deep and understand my part in what made my marriage so bad in order to really write out the process what helped bring me out. So that's those are the 2 big things I'm working on, and I'm working diligently on getting Wife Life U to what the vision that God had gave me, not trying to make it to what I wanted it to be, but what God has told me it should be. And so when you have to give that up and to shift, because in my mind it needed to be this. He's like, the way you want to give people information is not the way that they want to receive it, Gail. So you got to give it to them the way they want to receive it. And so with that, when I made that shift, he has been blessing that thing, right? And I don't have to try so hard. I just have to be. I just have to say, okay, what information am I supposed to produce for this? And he's like, Gail, you got all the information. Just put it together. And so I have an amazing team that's working with me, that supports me, that believes in this thing. And I know for a fact that all you ladies believe in BSB and the vision that God has given me. So I'm so grateful for that. And so it's going full force with that. So those are the 2 big things I'm working on. One thing I just want to say to Lisa, to Juan, and Kiki, I appreciate you. Lisa just finished the article for the mom's makeover. I know y'all thought I forgot about it, but I haven't. I thank you guys. That woman is literally transformed, not in the way that we thought. And the article will be coming out and all this. I got to get with Lisa, but it's been crazy. But not the way that we thought the transformation was going to happen, which I agree, because these women are amazing coaching, and every last one of them have coached me in some kind of way in my life. But the way that I lined y'all up, I thought it was going to go one way, and Lisa was able to see it went totally different from what we thought that she needed, right? And sometimes we go in it saying this person needs this, and this, but God takes us a whole different way. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for pouring into her. Her life has been changed and transformed. And so you guys will get to see the article in Dove Style Magazine. And Carla, Kara, her life has never been the same. And I had the opportunity to talk to her. So you guys will get a chance to see that. I was advertising it, and I was going to keep advertising it, but God said, hold up and let her transform in order for y'all to see from where she was and to where she came from, just through the article and some other stuff. So I just want to tell you guys personally, thank you so much for pouring into her, because her life has changed tremendously. So again, is there anything else we need to say before we get out here? We got 16. Hold on, let me see. We have 16 people in here in the private chat. What is they saying? I don't even know what they're saying. Oh, it says, Lisa, check your check your girls. Oh, these are all private stuff. I wasn't even reading none of this stuff.
Yeah, ergo the title private chat. I mean,
oh,
This ain't for you to read.
Oh, I was missing that. Sorry, you guys.
Go to Facebook if you want to read some comments.
Y'all make sure that Juan go. I have put the Tea Lovers Cafe in there. Y'all
click
make
on the comments. Click on the comments, and I said click on the comments and go to private chat, and you'll be able to see all the comments.
Oh, okay. Am I supposed to copy and paste these and put these in there?
No, look. If you look at the comments, that's everybody talking.
Please don't.
Oh, y'all was putting them in there. People seeing them?
No, and if we were putting them in a private chat, I think you're confused, Gail.
There's two things. There's a private chat, and then there's comments. Private chat is just us. Comments.
Oh. Okay, so did y'all put all y'all stuff so these people could reach out in the regular chats?
What? We will on the live Facebook. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know how to get this to work.
Y'all are hilarious.
So Lisa, I'm gonna say this. Her not knowing that private and comment is kind of like that singing thing. She thinks she got, you know what I'm saying? It just don't.
Come on, speak about it.
so anyway, I love you guys to pieces. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us for evening tea with my girls, my sisters. I love you guys. We will see you guys next month. Y'all make sure that you continue to lift us in prayer. Make sure that you go to Tea Lovers Cafe. Make sure you on up for your students that's really leaving home. Leaving home. And if you don't have nothing leaving home, sow into somebody else's child. For $25, you can change somebody's life because these kids are going off to school and it's financially and it's scary and it's all those kind of things. And I love you guys to pieces. Continue to pray for Sonia and Candace and their husbands. We won't go into all that, but lift them up. Say they husbands, and God will know. And again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of Evening Tea with Gail. And we will see you guys next month.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.